It's Syracuse Stallions basketball, and it's right here on TBL TV. Hello, everybody, and welcome inside Bishop Grimes High School alongside Nick Celaya. I'm Calvin Cristoforo. It's the 2-0 Syracuse Stallions and the 1-1 Tri-State Admirals. Nick, the Stallions coming off 2 victories to open up the season, but close. A 2-point win against the South Shore Monarchs, and then a 1-point triple overtime win against the Jamestown Jackals.
Calvin, you know what they say, a win's a win regardless of what the score is. Obviously, 2 very close games, but this is going to be a tough one against the Admirals. They got size. The Stallions are a bit undersized when you look at the roster as a whole, so it's going to be a battle, but it should be a really good one tonight.
You mentioned the Admirals. Let's talk about them. They come in 1-1 on the young season. Losers 129-96 on opening night against Jamestown, and then bounce back with a 94-90 win against South Shore last weekend.
Yeah, they're led by number 2, Chris Middleton. Not the Milwaukee Bucks, Chris Middleton, but the Tri-State Admirals, Chris Middleton. He averages 14 points on the season, and he's a shooter, so the Stallions will need to lock him up on the defensive
with a C,
side.
Middleton.
Yes.
And we're ready to tip it off, and Jacquil Taylor wins it back to Robertson, and we're set to go. The Stallions moving right to left in their home white jerseys. Jimmy Gray to the basket, steps back, loses the handle on it, tries to get it to Jacquil Taylor, fight for the ball, does get to Taylor, he goes up and scoops it up and in for a pair. The Admirals quickly down the other way. Thomas will pull up from the right short corner. It's strong, and the rebound's pulled down by Ivy. In transition, John Ivy to Robertson, over to Jimmy Gray. The Syracuse Stallions team loves to play with pace, Nick, but they're slowing it down here in their second possession.
Yeah, they like to run up the score, and that's exactly what they do. They are shooters like that. Jimmy Gray from deep early on.
Jimmy Gray jacks up a 3. It's 5-0 Stallions early. Let's see if Chris Middleton with a C can get his team on the board here in their first possession. Hogan to the basket, picks up the double team, kicks it out. Thomas can't control, now he does by half court. Thomas to the basket, scoops it up and in with the right hand.
Yeah, Malik Thomas, good drive right there, using his right hand to get past the defender and get to the cup.
Brandon Carruthers with the ball, top of the key, gets the Taylor screen, into the paint, pick and roll, but the lob is tipped away from behind. Good defensive play by Chaplin, and now the Admirals looking to run. The big man with the move, he throws it down! Josh Nurse, the crossover, dribble and slam.
Early on, it's a game between the bigs. For the Admirals, you've got Josh Nurse, and for the Stallions, Jacquil Taylor. I'm really liking this so far.
5-4 Stallions. Taylor down low, backing down Nurse. Kicks it out. Jimmy Gray will pop the 3 from the right corner. Can't get it to go, and Nurse has the board for Tri-State. Chaplin the other way, drops it off to Middleton. Nurse, free throw line jumper is true.
Nurse showing he can do it down low, and also a little pull-up jumper game from the elbow.
Ivy the other way for Syracuse. Gives it to Taylor, gets it right back. Stumbles a bit, but is able to corral. Picks it up, turns around, fires off back iron, and Nurse has the board for Tri-State. Pop-up 3, Chaplin, got it! Kareem Chaplin, it's a 9-0 run for Tri-State. They're up 9-5 early.
Yeah, everyone's showing that they can score. This is a well-balanced team, this Tri-State Admirals squad, and they are going to compete hard against this Stallions team.
Both teams have a variety of scorers, not one true top scorer for every team. As Robinson turned around, oh, that's silky smooth. Jordan Robertson, the TBL National Player of the Week, averaged 25 points a game in the first week. Shows it off right there.
Yeah, he's been on fire to start this season. 30 points in their 3 overtime victory the other night against the Jackals. He can score at all 3 levels.
He gets his first shot to fall as Jacquil Taylor. How about the defensive effort?
Yeah,
slaps the pass off the body, out of play. The Stallions will get the ball.
Jacquil Taylor doing it on both ends of the court. If you're Coach Paroli, that's what you want to see out of your big guy.
The TBL, one thing about it, Nick, it is fast-paced, and boy, do we have some back-and-forth action here 3 minutes in.
Calvin,
as John Ivey fires the three, can't get it to go, but Brandon Carruthers on the offensive glass. Jimmy Gray, wide open look, he doesn't miss those. Jimmy Gray, he's hot early. Stallions up by 1.
Calvin, you mentioned the fast pace. I'm a guy that likes offense, so if this is the case for the entire 4 quarters, I am in. I'm getting my popcorn. I am excited to watch this ball game.
I think you're going to be happy, Nick. It looks like a game for you, as Thomas will fire a three, can't get it to go. The Stallions will let it roll out of bounds and take possession back the other way. First sub of the day is Mike Henry, checks in. 6-man of the season ago, 6-man this year, but is 5th on the team, 6th in the team, averaging 10 points and almost a double-double with 9.5 boards. Carruthers into the paint, drops it off to Taylor, but into the passing lane goes Malik Thomas. He's driving the other way, but Jimmy Gray gets his hands in the mix, and now 3-on-2 the other way. Robertson will fire from the right corner and hit it. The 3-ball is raining down for Syracuse. Timeout Tri-State as the Stals are up 13-9, 4 minutes in. Syracuse up 13-9 early. They're letting it fly from deep. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, you're going to be listening to more Syracuse Stallions basketball here on TBL TV. We're only 4 minutes in, Nick. The Stallions up 13-9, and it is raining here inside Bishop Grimes High School from beyond the three-point line.
Calvin, this is my first taste of TBL basketball, and already fast-paced. We're getting shots up 13-9 and 4 minutes in. I'm liking this a lot so far.
Welcome to the league, Nick. The basketball league. It's called that for a reason. And the Stallions 2-0 in the young season, up by 4 here, 13-9 early. Brian Hogan. Into the right corner it goes for Chaplin. Still the starting 5 out there for Tri-State. Puts in the 4, drives down the right alley, floats it up and in, can't get the fall, but an offensive rebound by Nurse. He can't get the follow to go, and Jimmy Gray comes out of the pile with it. Gray up ahead to Robertson. He's bumped on the way up. Hogan didn't like the call, but Robertson will get 2 from the line.
I like that by the Stallions. Attack, attack, attack. Move in transition if you have the advantage right there. They had a 2-on-1.
First free throw is no good by Robertson. He'll take his second from the line. A 1-for-2 trip from Jordan Robertson. It's a 14-9 lead for Syracuse, 7.5 minutes in. Middleton, he's had a slow start, can't get his jumper to go, and Robertson has the board for the Stallions.
Yeah, Middleton, it's gonna come, they'll come to him. He's a great scorer, just needs to take some time, get some shots up, get a feel for the game, and I'm sure he'll have a great game for the Admirals.
Carruthers' shot is blocked on the other end, and Henry throws it away as Chaplin is in the passing lane. Now the Admirals on the right end. Nurse, strong move to the cup, floats it up and in.
The Admirals using that height advantage they have with Josh Nurse early on. A few buckets for him already in this first quarter.
Yeah, Nurse has been impressive. The big man, 6'11", for the Tri-State Admiral as Henry goes up and fouled on the way up. Josh Nurse, St. Francis, a Brooklyn product, just a point and 1 rebound his senior year at St. Francis, but he shined this year early, 10 points and 4.5 boards for Tri-State. He's been good early. And here's Mike Henry at the line for Syracuse on the other end. First free throw from Henry is up, and it is good. 15-11, the Syracuse lead.
And for Syracuse, number 32, Alonzo Murphy.
Couple new guys coming in for the Stallions. 20, Mo Taylor. And number 24, Chris Gilks. Checking in for the first time today.
Henry's second free throw is up and good. Interesting to see Chris Gilks in here early this game. He's only played in 1 game this season. That was the opener where he didn't score, but he's in the game in the first quarter as Syracuse is up 16-10. 3 goes up, it's too strong. That time from Malik Thomas, and Mike Henry has the board. Henry, a very good shooter from his size, this time puts it on the floor and pulls up in the lane and gets it to fall.
Henry's an interesting player, only at 6'5", but he's got a big body. He makes his presence felt down low. He's having a great season, almost averaging a double-double on the year with 10 and 9.5 boards.
Best way to describe Mike Henry is a schoolyard bully. That's a guy who uses his size, uses his strength, goes to the cup, and defenses expect him to go to the cup, so he's a guy who can pull up from 3 as well. We got a media timeout on the floor. We'll take it too. We're halfway through the first quarter. It's Syracuse 18 and it's Tri-State 11. You're listening to Syracuse Stallions basketball on TBL TV. Stallions up 18-11 halfway through the first quarter. Tri-State will open with the ball underneath their own basket. 6:09 to go. Calvin Cristoforo and Nick Zelaya with you. Here from inside Bishop Grimes High School, the 3rd game of the season, the 2nd home game of the year for the Stallions.
Yeah, and already early on, they are shooting, both these teams. Tri-State looking to use their guys down low a bit more, but Syracuse, they're shooting for 3. And I'm not much of a math guy, but I know 3 is more than 2, so Tri-State's going to start shooting
that's pretty good,
from
Nick.
beyond
Good
the
basic
arc.
math. Chris Middleton will try his luck. A fight for the rebound now, and what's going to be the call? A jump ball.
Love that physicality right there from Mo Taylor. Not afraid of the big man, Josh Nurse down low.
Well, how can Mo Taylor be afraid of the big man? He grew up with his brother is the big man for Syracuse, Jacquil Taylor.
There you go.
6'11", 6'11". Josh Nurse matches his brother's height.
Sure, those backyard games were a thrill to watch.
A jump ball back to retrieve it in the backcourt is Chaplin. He gets into the paint, drops it off to Nurse. He puts it on the floater, counted and one. Josh Nurse has been impressive early.
Yeah, right there again, showing his presence down low. We keep on saying it, but the Stallions aren't stopping it. If the Admirals can continue to get the ball to Nurse down low, it could be trouble for the Stallions.
Fouls on Mo Taylor. Nurse looking to complete the 3-point play. She got a soft touch from around the rim. Let's see his touch at the free throw line. Off back iron. Mo Taylor has the board for the Stals. In transition, kicks it. Gilks will try his luck from deep. That's too strong. And there's John Ivey with the board. Mike Henry thought about the tree. Gilks almost tried it again. He gets into the lane, scoops it up and under. No good. And Middleton out of the pile with the board. Middleton into the lane, kick out, wide open look. Got it. Brian Hogan from the left corner. It's 18-16 now, Syracuse.
and all of a sudden it's a 2-point game. That's what you got in the basketball league. You can get these big leads. You know, Syracuse Stallions were just up 7. All of a sudden it's a 2-point game. Love this fast-paced basketball.
Mo Taylor thought about the triple, now steps back. Long rebound is pulled down by Nurse. Up ahead it goes to Thomas. Oh, Euro step and the finish. Malik Thomas, how about that move?
Hey, defense, hands, go hands. Hands out, Brian, hands.
Jimmy Gray, step back triple, bang! The third triple of the game for Jimmy Gray. Syracuse back up a field goal.
And again, Jimmy Gray from deep, and he is just on fire to start this one. From the Stallions, give the ball to Jimmy Gray. That should be the game plan.
He's been hot. Chris Middleton, not so much. He misses another one as Gray in transition now for the Stals. Trying to go back door to Mike Henry. Can't get it originally, but picks it up and puts it in.
We're getting a scene of Jimmy Gray, the shooter, and Jimmy Gray, the passer, the facilitator, right there finding Mike Henry down low for the reverse.
Jimmy Gray, an all-player, as Hogan spins but doesn't win, as Alonzo Murphy into the game for Syracuse has his first rebound. Chris Gilks over there, and his shot is blocked from behind, and now Middleton looks to run for the Admirals. Drops it down low. Thomas, and one! How about Malik Thomas, the athleticism?
Showing the strength right there. Create the contact, finish the layup, and now he has a chance to go to the line and make it a 3-point play and cut this lead to 2.
Malik Thomas started his career at Boston University before making the move to Norfolk State. Just over 9 points and just under 4.5 boards in his senior season at Norfolk. Chance to complete a 3-point play. His first subs come into the game here for the Admirals. First time we're getting to see Justin Sutton on the floor. Ahmad Gilbert into the game as well. And so is Ken Woodard. 3 subs in. Joey Wallace also checks in for the Stals, and he has the ball in his hand. As on the other hand, Malik Thomas completed the 3-point play.
Also see Jacquil Taylor getting a little break. Alonzo Murphy coming onto the court for his first action of the night.
Murphy comes in and he hits the long-range jumper. How about the range for the big man?
Murphy, he doesn't need any warm-up shots. 1 for 1 to start the day.
Step back, big fella, and they'll give you 3. It's a long 2 from the corner as he puts the Stallions back up by 4. Thomas has been hot, but can't get it to go from deep. And it's Mike Henry who controls for the Stals. Henry, crossover dribble. Down low to Murphy. Good find inside, reverse layup by Murphy.
Love that. Come into the game and right away make an impact using the pump fake. Get the defender, jump in, then go around for the reverse layup. Love that out of the big man.
The big man's got some good feet, huh? And now on this end, Justin Sutton throws it down into the hallway. Out of balance, out of play.
It's like Damari Davis is going to get some action now after the media break, of course.
As that'll take us, Nick, to another media timeout. 2:55 to go. Syracuse Stallions basketball, sponsored by Price Chopper and Market 32, all throughout the CNY area. We're gonna get to a break. When we come back, over the final 2:55 in the first quarter. It's Syracuse 27 and Tri-State 21. You're watching Syracuse Stallions basketball on TBL TV. Welcome back inside Bishop Grimes High School. Calvin Cristoforo and Nick Zelaya bringing you Syracuse Stallions basketball here on TBL TV. Syracuse with a 27-21 lead over the visiting Tri-State Admirals. And a couple of big men showing some fancy footwork. First it was Josh Nurse for Tri-State, and now Alonzo Murphy big mans can play a little bit, huh, Nick?
Absolutely. I mean, personally, I've never been a big man myself. I'm not the tallest man out there, but I know when there's good play when I see good play, and right away, Alonzo Murphy's making a presence when he's out on the court, and even off the bench. I mean, the guy that started the game, Jacquil Taylor, right away, he was making his presence down low felt. So the big men are going to be a big part down low in this game tonight.
Damari Davis was trying to split a couple of big men that got fouled. As a sub comes in for Tri-State, Jason Perry, first time we get to take a look at him. 8 points and 4.5 rebounds per game this season. Damari Davis into the corner, drops it off. Mo Taylor, that's a tough shot. It's left it short, and the rebound's pulled down by Sutton. Justin Sutton. Now Kevon Baxter. He touches the ball for the first time. Picks up the double team behind the back pass, and Mo Taylor with the quick hands and the tricky dribbles. Mo Taylor drops it off. Mike Henry from the parking lot. Oh, it's too strong, and the rebound is controlled by Tri-State.
I like that Mike Henry testing his range a little bit. And now Justin Sutton, he tries one of his own, but that's off the mark.
Can't get it to go, but an offensive board, that's a tough, strong play by Ken Woodard.
And now both these teams are just trying to run in transition and get easy buckets early in the shot clock.
Murphy from deep, oh, that would have been big. Can't get it to go, but Wallace with the offensive board, the great find, and Mo Taylor drops it in. On the other end, Woodard loses the ball, a 2-on-1 break. Wallace up ahead, Damari Davis finishes the alley-oop. No, he can't actually, and a board is pulled down. That was 3/4 of the way down. Can't get it to go, and then Davis commits a silly foul on the way back up.
That was a foul right there. But defensively for the Stallions, what I really like is they're doubling the ball handler when he gets anywhere near the free throw line, causing these turnovers and making it really difficult for the Admirals to drive and then maybe dish it down low to the big men. They try to drive to the free throw line, get it stolen, and that's what's making the Stallions get out to these early buckets.
Well, Nick, there's a difference between playing fast and playing with tempo and playing too fast as a three goes up by Baker. Won't fall, but a long rebound's right into the hands of Sutton. Sutton into the high post, it goes to Woodard. Drives baseline, double team. Wallace tried to make the save, but he's out of bounds. The ball will stay here.
Coaches love that though. Hustle, hustle, hustle. Dive after those balls. If you're Coach Paroli, you've got to like that out of Wallace.
Baxter, top of the key, thought about the three. Now this runner won't go, and Damari Davis skies for the board. Mike Henry, spin the big man. Oh, can't get it to fall. Perry has the board for Tri-State. Sutton in transition, spins to the cup, loses the handle, but the ball will go out of bounds off of Will Thompson. Not a play. Both teams digging very deep into their bench. Shaquem Wilson checks in now. Seems like both teams have used a 10-man rotation here early.
Yeah, I mean, when you're running out in transition, guys get tired. They need a break so they can keep it. You get tired?
I would get
Me
tired.
too, Calvin. So you got to give these guys a break. Go deep in your rotation so that they're fresh when they come back out onto the court.
Perry into the corner. Sutton drives baseline. His floater won't go, and Mo Taylor has the board. No starters out on the floor for Syracuse. No starters out on the floor for Tri-State either. Both teams digging deep into their bench. As is Joey Wallace. Try to go to the middle to Will Thompson. He's able to corral it. Mo Taylor, deep three. Got it! Nothing but string by Mo Taylor. It's 32-23 Styles. 6 seconds to go in the quarter. Sutton realizes it. Pass it off. Three in the corner. Shot has to go up. Missed it off the backboard. Shaquem Wilson can't get it to go. And that's how the first 12 minutes will come to an end. We've played 12. We've got 36 to go at the end of one. It's Syracuse 32, and it's Tri-State 23. You're watching Syracuse Stallions basketball here on TBL TV.
Welcome back to Syracuse Stallion basketball as we enter the second. Stallions went on a bit of a run to end the first quarter, now lead by 9 entering the second. Calvin, what stood out to you so far in the first quarter?
Well, TBL means pace, and it was pace in this game. I think Tri-State was moving a little bit too fast. There's a fine line between moving effectively with tempo and moving too fast. I think Tri-State was moving a little bit too fast in that first quarter, and Syracuse was able to take advantage, getting a couple of turnovers.
Yeah, you saw the Admirals were having success when they got it down low to Josh Nurse. We'll see when he's back in the court if they go back to that. Tough D right out of the gates for the Stallions. Shaquem Wilson tries to get a shot, but is deflected off the Stallions and will remain Tri-State ball.
How about a swat by big Jacquil Taylor? Josh Nurse has gotten a lot of hype in the middle on the other side, but Jacquil Taylor says, hey, I'm here too.
The quick inbound pass and the little reverse layup by Ken Woodard to get on the board to start things in the second quarter. Brendan Carruthers back on the court, running things at the point guard position.
Full starting lineup back out there on the floor for the Stallions.
Yes, got Jacquil Taylor, the big man. Jordan Robertson looking for a shot. He's gonna use a Jacquil screen. Try to kick it to Taylor's down low. And a shot clock violation. A little too much passing right there, Calvin. Need to get a shot up quicker.
A little bit too much passing and a little bit too good of defense. How about the defensive effort there by Tri-State? Fell into a hole early.
Tri-State with a few backups. That's Kevon Baker. He finds Woodard on top of the key. He tries to drive with his right hand, uses the righty, no good, and a foul off the rebound. Jason Perry went up for it and got fouled. He's gonna go to the line for 2.
Jason Perry, Grambling State product from Harlem, New York. 5.6 points and just about 5 rebounds a game his senior year down in Grambling.
And that foul was on Brendan Carruthers, his first personal on the game. And again, Perry's gonna go to the line for 2 shots.
Free throws last season for the Stallions were an Achilles heel. This Syracuse team really struggled from the stripe. But this season, they've been a little bit better, and now the first one missed by Jason Perry. The opponent has struggled from the line against the Stallions this year. Monarch South Shore, the first game of the season, struggled to shoot from the line in this building.
Perry, a 50% free throw shooter early on in this season as he knocks down the second one, going 1 for 2 at the line. And now a bit of a press throwing by the Admirals, a 1-2-2 press. But the Stallions, no problem getting past the half-court line. Robertson trying to make something happen, finds Gray in the wing. He drives back to Robertson from the wing for 3 off the front of the rim. But Jimmy Gray down low trying to make something happen, but off Gray's hands, and it will go to Tri-State going back the other way.
The Syracuse Stallions bench didn't like it. I think I saw 10 hands go up in the air and point the other direction. But the guys with the whistle say it belongs to the team in the dark uniforms.
They get the final say, Calvin.
They do.
They get the final say. Kevon Baker trying to make something happen. I mean, he finds Wilson. They get it down low to Woodard. He tries to make something happen. Off the rim, no good. Rebound Stallions, and they are going to push. Jordan Robertson looking for Taylor down low. He can't get it to him. Brendan Carruthers takes it on the wing. He's going to start things, gets a screen from Taylor. He drives off the top of the glass and into the bucket for Brendan Carruthers.
Brendan Carruthers is the smallest guy on the floor, but he does not play like it. Put his head down to the rim and scooped it off the glass.
Does not fear one player on the court. And again, Shaquem Wilson trying to get something to happen. They kick it back out to the top for Baker. A long 3, yes sir. Kevon Baker from deep, cutting the Stallions lead to just 5.
You got to close out there. Kevon Baker, wide open look from the top of the key. He's not going to miss that.
And a guy who's not going to miss it is Jimmy Gray. He tries one from the top of the key, no good. But rebound, John Ivey. He turns around and puts one up. No good. So 0 for 2 on that trip for the Stallions. And Tri-State, again, is going to go down low. But no, Kevon Baker from the top. No good on that one. Jacquil Taylor grabs the board.
Another great look, just couldn't get that one to drop.
And Robertson, a 3, but no, he steps out of bounds. And again, we have this fast-paced basketball, Calvin, but that's also because it's a smaller court. You have the NBA three-point line, but the widths, the dimensions of the court are a bit smaller. Guys, not used to that playing college ball. This is a smaller court.
Yeah, story time, my middle school gym, when I played middle school basketball, you couldn't shoot a 3 in the corner without being out of bounds. So that was an adjustment for a lot of teams to come into our gym, home court advantage. I guess it's similar here. That's my connection. It's similar here. The court dimensions are a little bit smaller.
Your basketball experience, Calvin. I get that. Stallions again on offense. Carruthers finds Gray on the wing. He drives with his right hand, and he gets fouled, driving to the cup. He's going to go to the line for 2 shots.
Jimmy Gray is so tough to defend because you got to respect his three-point shooting, and then he can do that. Get you in the air, go to the cup, and find himself on the line. That is why he was his team's leading scorer a season ago, and that is why he's averaging 21 points a game this year.
Yeah, one of 3 players on the Stallions team averaging plus 20-plus points per game. Gray knocks down the first one. Knocks down the second. He's a 100% free throw shooter so far in this season. You don't expect him to miss at the line. Tri-State bringing the ball up. Kevon Baker. He finds Sutton on the far corner. He's looking for something to happen. They're going to clear it out. Try to get a couple screens going. Kevon Baker. Shaquem Wilson uses a screen. Gets the tough finish to go. Drawing contact and still finishing the floater off the glass.
Good body positioning there, and then use the left hand to give him some room with the right and banked it home.
Brandon Carruthers attacking the basket right away. He draws another foul. That one's on Jason Perry.
His second personal foul, Brandon Carruthers.
Carruthers knocks down the first free throw. And he's gonna have one more. He's averaging 12.5 points on the season, 10 rebounds. So at 5'9", he's averaging a double-double.
Yeah, how about that, Nick? 5'9", 10 rebounds.
You hear the saying, short king stand up. To deal with Carruthers. And he knocks down the second free throw to give the Stallions a 38-31 lead with just over 8 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Justin Sutton finds Kevon Baker on the wing. He can't get anywhere. Back to Sutton. He's gonna use a screen from Nurse. Drives left, but the ball's tipped, and the Stallions get it. Carruthers pushing it up court. Tries to get it to John Ivey. Gets it back. Jordan Robertson down low to Jacquil Taylor. He turns around. A jumper just rolls around, and no good. Falls
the big fella's like,
rim.
I'm at home. I'm supposed to get that roll. That was 3 quarters down.
Kevon Baker, again, running point guard duties for Tri-State. He's going to take a couple dribbles through the legs. Tries an up and under, but no good. Jacquil Taylor says, not in my house. Now Stallions trying to push up court. To John Ivey from the wing. Off the front of the rim, no good. And that one's brought down by Josh Nurse.
Give him the ball.
Sutton drives with his right hand and is tripped and fouled. He's going to go to the line for 2 shots. That one's on John Ivey, his first foul on the game.
Justin Sutton goes to the line. 22 points a game, Nick, in his senior year in college. Medgar Evers, D3 school, taking the first one to fall here.
And that first free throw clanks off the rim. He has a chance for one more. Brian Hogan enters the game again for Kevon Baker. And Sutton knocks down the second free throw. The Stallions lead 38-32.
It seems like the
Just over 7
Stallions
minutes left.
have been in control of this game, but you look at the scoreboard, and it's anyone's contest. 6-point game here with 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. Tri-State's hanging around, and that's just what they want to do.
And the TBL, you don't have a winner until the fourth quarter. These guys are back and forth. They love to play up pace, as we've talked about, and they will continue to do that. No good three-pointer at the front of the by Shaquem Wilson. And Ivey's looking to push.
Fast-paced tempo, Nick. Yeah, you said it. You said it. And John Ivey goes straight to the cup, lays it in with the right hand.
Again, Brian Hogan, who just entered the game, he's taking over. And Justin Sutton, he's on the wing, tries to get it down low, but no, Brandon Carruthers. And it will remain tri-state ball, so it appears Carruthers stepped out of bounds, and we're gonna have a media timeout with 6:21 left in the second quarter. You're watching Syracuse Stallion basketball on TBL TV. We'll see you in a bit. Welcome back to Syracuse Stallion basketball. It's the second quarter. I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors of Syracuse Stallion basketball, Price Chopper and Market 32. Proud sponsors of the Syracuse Stallions. Let's play some basketball now. 6:21 left in the second quarter. Stallions hanging on to an 8-point lead over the Tri-State Admirals. They inbound the ball to Brian Hogan, who gets things going after the media timeout. Uses a screen, doesn't decide to use it. They get it down low to Josh Nurse. Handoff dribble to Malik Thomas, who's on the corner. He's gonna look. He hits it to the wing. Number 6, Shaquem Wilson knocks down a 3 from the far wing.
High arcing shot that drops. I thought it could have hit the ceiling.
Mike Henry looking to facilitate a bit. He stops on the elbow, finds Carruthers, who brings it back out to Will Thompson, who just checked in. He finds John Ivey off the back of the rim, no good, and the Admirals corral it.
John Ivey's got some open looks. He hasn't knocked him down. He's not himself tonight.
And again, they're trying to go down low to Nurse, tipped off the Stallions. But that's how the Admirals were getting back in the first quarter, getting the ball to Josh Nurse down low. Let's see if they continue to do it to end this half. And that's Mo Taylor checking in for John Ivey.
A little bit of size here, Nick. Syracuse is a team that likes to play small, but you got Mo Taylor out there, you got Henry out there, you got Alonzo Murphy. This is a big lineup for Syracuse.
Couple dribble moves from Malik Thomas. He tries to make something happen. Finds Middleton in the corner. He gets it back to Thomas, who misses the three-pointer just as the shot clock expires, and Carruthers brings it up court. Uses a screen from Murphy. He drives, uses the right hand, draws the contact. No good. He'll go to the line for 2 free throws.
Well, we've talked about pace a lot. It's been a common theme, but Brandon Carruthers has one pace. He doesn't know what the word slow means. Straight to the basket, that time at 100 miles an hour. He hit the floor pretty hard, but he gets right up and heads to the free throw line, where there's a chance to give the Syracuse Stallions a 7-point lead.
Again, when you're 5'9", you got to find other ways to get to the basket. As he knocks down the first free throw. You gotta use your speed, gotta use your strength to play against these guys who are almost a foot taller than you. Carruthers goes perfect at the charity strike, giving the Stallions a 7-point lead with just over 5 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Tri-State looking to push the pace a little. Wilson drives baseline, kicks it back to Middleton, who has a spin move, uses the right hand, a little too much power right there. The Stallions grab the rebound. Carruthers using the screen. He's gonna go around the basket, find Mike Henry in the corner. Henry looking to go a little one-on-one with his defender. Uses the spin move, pump fake, 2 pump fakes, just misses the layup. But the Stallions trying to get the ball back. They do. Back to Henry. He uses his strength. Goes up with it with the reverse. No good. But the tip in right there by Alonzo Murphy. Doesn't matter how many times it takes, Calvin. You get the ball in the basket. It's 2 points regardless.
Mike Henry, he did everything but finish, and Alonzo Murphy, big bro, helped him out.
A deep jump shot from Middleton, no good. And Middleton's been really off so far today, Calvin.
Yeah, Middleton, the leading scorer for Tri-State, and John Ivey, the leading scorer for the Stallions. They've both been cold. So Syracuse has gone to Jimmy Gray, and Justin Sutton has been big for Tri-State, along with Josh Nurse in the middle.
Ken Woodard checking in for Shaquem Wilson. They're swinging it around the perimeter to Hogan, who's trying to find Nurse down low. He does, facing up his defender. Goes back in the post, the little left hook shot. Gets that one to go for Josh Nurse.
Alonzo Murphy clapped his hands and said, okay, I played good defense, but I respect that left-handed floater game you got, Josh.
We'll see if they try to get it to Murphy on the offensive side of the ball. Or if Henry, he goes left, uses the left hand, he gets the layup to fall. It's back and forth here.
Don't let Mike Henry's size fool you. He is one of the most agile players on the court, and that's what he can do to you.
Again, trying to get it down low. The pull-up off the glass for Malik Thomas.
Malik Thomas has been impressive today, too. Banks it in there, got his defender in the air, stepped in, and used the glass.
Crothers trying to make something happen, gets double teamed. They're kicking it around to Mo Taylor, who pushes off a bit, gets no call. And Tri-State is not happy. They thought that was a push-off right there by Taylor, but regardless, it's 2 points for the Stallions.
Mo Taylor got some sort of separation there.
The three's off the mark from Hogan. And Mike Henry playing a little point guard now. He's bringing it up the court. Hesitates. And off the glass, no good. A battle for the rebound. And it's gonna stay with the Stallions. And we'll have a quick timeout here at Bishop Grimes High School. The Stallions holding on to a 9-point lead with just under 3 minutes to go. We'll be right back with some more Syracuse Stallions basketball on TBL TV. Back here at Bishop Grimes High School for some Syracuse Stallion basketball. I'm joined by Calvin Cristoforo, myself, Nick Zelaya, and with just under 3 minutes to go in this first half, the Stallions are holding on to a 9-point lead, and right away, out of the inbounds, they turn it over. Tri-State looking to push. That's Ahmad Gilbert from 3 off the front of the rim, no good. And a battle for the board. It looks like he came in. No, it stays with the Tri-State Admirals. And the Stallions do not agree with the call right there. They think that hit off the hands of Ken Woodard.
And now they change the call. They get the call right. The referee comes in from the back and gets a nice ovation from our crowd here at Bishop Grimes High School.
See, I look at the NBA and they can't make calls like that. They need to look at the video replay for 10 minutes. I like this with the TBL. We make decisions on the spot. The Stallions are going to take over. Alonzo Murphy, pass inside to Mo Taylor, who gets the layup to go.
Another good play there by Mo Taylor. He's been using the glass. Just a little bit of a kiss off the glass once again.
And Malik Thomas, a foul before the shot on the floor. That's for Mo Taylor.
Foul charge to number 20 of Syracuse, Mo Taylor.
Mo Taylor with 7 points after that last basket. Tri-State looking to get some momentum before the half here. 8 on the shot clock. Malik Thomas controlling at the top of the key. He takes a couple dribbles, runs into Alonzo Murphy. A floater off the rim, no good, and into the hands of the Tri-State Admirals. That's Woodard who gets it back to Gilbert. Gilbert steps back, 4-3 at the top of the key, off the front of the rim, but into the hands of Woodard. He tries another rebound, back to Gilbert. Little two-man game between Gilbert and Woodard, cutting this lead to 9 for the Stallions.
Took some time, but they dropped it in. Gilbert gets on the board for the first time tonight.
There's Joey Wallace. He finds Will Thompson, who finds a cutting Alonzo Murphy. Whoa, nice little reverse layup right there by the big man.
The big fella going to work down low, up to 8 points on the game.
Gilbert not using the screen from Nurse. He does right there. The left screen, he crosses over, spins, tries to get the step back jumper, no good. And Alonzo Murphy, oh, get out of his way. He's got the rebound. The Stallions looking to push again. Mo Taylor. And it looks like we're gonna have a Syracuse Stallion timeout with 54 seconds in the second quarter. We'll be back in just a bit. You're watching Syracuse Stallion basketball on TBL TV. .54 seconds left in the second quarter. Stallions leading the Admirals 52-41. Calvin Cristofaro alongside Nick Zelaya. And I'm loving this pace, Calvin. They're keeping it up. Even if we get the fatigue might kick in a little bit, but they're continuing to run back and forth in this one.
TBL's a fun league, Nick. It just is. Syracuse Stallions got some big boys playing with some big-time hustle. Same thing with Tri-State. Two really good teams going out of here tonight. Let's see the Eastern Division where the Stallions are playing loaded. South Shore Monarchs, they're a great team. And the Sal's, they know about Jamestown. They took them triple overtime. So you are in for a fun season of TBL basketball, and we're so glad we can bring it to you from inside Bishop Grimes High.
And even better, we can have some fans in attendance. Obviously, there's a lot's happened in the last year. To have fans back is awesome. To see Stallions inbounding it, that's Joey Wallace with the ball. He moves to the wing, looking to get a shot. No, he can't find anything. Back to Mo Taylor, who's been hot so far in this second quarter. Tried to play some ISO play. He pulls up for 3 off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound Admirals, and they're looking to push. That's Malik Thomas. He's driving, uses the right hand for a reverse, but off the front of the rim, no good. And it's gonna go to the Stallions. An offensive foul from Josh Nurse. And that's the third on Josh Nurse.
And that's big. Josh Nurse has been a major factor in this game. 10 points and 7 boards, almost a first half double-double for Nurse, but he's in a little bit of a foul trouble right now.
Stallions looked like they tried to go for a little 2-for-1 right there. Get a quick bucket, but Joey Wallace's 3 from the corner. 2 short, and the Admirals shot clock off. Malik Thomas, yeah, he's gonna pull it back for one last shot to end this first half. Try to cut this to a single-digit lead for the Admirals entering the locker room. He's got 5 seconds, crosses over, loses the ball. Stallions, one last chance. They turn it over, and the Admirals can't get a shot off before the buzzer. As we enter the locker room, the Stallions lead the Admirals 52-41 as we enter the second half. You're watching Syracuse Stallion basketball on TBL TV. We'll see you after the break.
Welcome back into Bishop Grimes High School. Calvin Cristoforo, Nick Zelaya, getting you set to go for second half action between the Syracuse Stallions and the Tri-State Admirals. After 24 minutes of play, it's the Stallions up by 11, 52-41 at the end of the first half. Nick, Syracuse started a rain from 3. Tri-State came back a little bit, made it tight, and then the Stallions had a good second quarter to boost their lead up by 11.
If the Stallions want to run up this score, they need to keep shooting. They have shooters on their team: John Ivey, Robertson, Jimmy Gray, and even Mo Taylor in the second quarter. He was getting into a bit of the action. But if you're the Admirals, stop the three-point game for the Stallions and get it down low to the big man, Josh Nurse. When he was on the court and getting the ball down low, he was fantastic early on. He's 10 points on the game so far, 5 for 6 shooting. He gets the ball down low, and it's tough to defend him. If you're the Admirals coach, the game plan should be get the ball to Josh Nurse and get back into this one.
Yeah, Nurse, the team leading with those 10 points, but how about Chris Middleton? All the hype coming in, their team's leading scorer, averaging 14 points a game, scoreless, 0 for 5 in the first half.
Well, he's going to have a huge second half if they want to get back into this one. He's taking good shots. They just are not falling, and eventually he might get that shot going if he can get open looks. But so far, Chris Middleton has been non-existent for the Admirals.
Looking back at the Syracuse
In their home gym.
Stallions, a lot of production off the bench as well. Their starters getting a lot of hype coming into this game, but how about Mike Henry with 10 points, 11 points, sorry, Mo Taylor with 9, and Alonzo Murphy with 8. That's a ton of production, 28 points off the bench.
Well, early on, we saw the Stallions were going with a deep rotation. I mean, they've already put out, you got 13 players in total in this rotation. They got a big rotation. They're going to play a lot of players, give these guys rest so that the starters can come back out into the court, be fully healthy and ready to go for a big second half.
All right, Nick, fill in the blank. If Tri-State wants to come back in this second half, they have to
get the ball down low to Josh Nurse. Use that size, use that height advantage that they have with Nurse. Take advantage of this quote-unquote smaller Stallions team and get the ball to Nurse, get him the ball, get him easy looks. You can come back in this one easily.
Should be a fun final 24 minutes here from Bishop Grimes High School. And a reminder that the Syracuse Stallions are proudly sponsored by Price Chopper and Market 32. You can find your local Price Chopper all throughout the central New York area. Teams coming back on the floor, and Brandon Carruthers come back with his warm-up jersey on. I got to take that off, Brandon, if you want to play.
Well, hopefully he's warm. Hopefully he's warmed up fully for the second half. They'll really need him on both sides of the ball.
And before we start the second half, I got to give it out there that, well, during halftime, the halftime half-court shot was drained. Nothing but net from the fan from the crowd. He got a free one-night stay at a local hotel, the Craftsman Inn.
Yeah, missed that first shot, but he got another chance to adjust a bit on his shooting form. Knocked it down for the second one.
We're back in action here in the second half as Chaplin starts. As now the Admirals have the ball, left side of the court. 5 seconds out of the shot clock. Malik Thomas hounding defense from Gray. Has to get it off. Turnaround jumper. Won't go. Rebounds tapped into the hands of Jimmy Gray. And here come the Stallions left to right. Taylor behind the back dribble. Fadeaway left-handed shot won't go. And there to get the rebound is Malik Thomas.
And already less than a minute into the game, the teams are pushing the pace. What we saw all of the first half, they continue into the second.
Chris Middleton gets the follow-up and gets on the board. That could be a big confidence booster as he sees the ball go through the net.
Sometimes when you're a scorer, you just need to see the ball go through the hoop. And in that case for Chris Middleton, he could have a big second half.
Jimmy Gray drops it off to Carruthers, has trouble finding it, but eventually corrals it, but his pass is picked off, and here comes Thomas in transition. Going too fast that time, though, is Brian Hogan. He loses it, but luckily it's off Jimmy Gray's foot, and out of bounds. It'll stay with the Admirals.
Hogan had a quiet half in the first, but already trying to push the pace, get some easy buckets in transition.
Down low to Middleton it goes, it's blocked away by Jacquil Taylor, and there to pick it up is the corner is Robertson. A swat from Taylor, and now he wants the ball on the other end. They get it to him on the block. Spins into the paint, back to the right and lays it in. How about the effort on both sides of the floor by Jacquil Taylor?
Coast to coast for Mr. Taylor. The block on one end of the court, running the court, getting to the other side, getting the ball in the post, little fake one way, turns around, gets the shot to go.
Chaplin drives in, tough floater won't go, and John Ivy has the board for the Stals. In transition, Ivy no look pass, but Robertson wasn't ready for it, and he loses it out of bounds, so we go back to Tri-State.
Yeah, that was a good idea by Ivy. Robertson saying my bad to John Ivy. Great look right there.
Hogan quickly up ahead, right-handed floater swirls around, follow won't go by Thomas, and the rebound's pulled down by Jacquil Taylor. Here comes Ivy, straight to the rack, counted and one.
And no one was there to block Ivy. He had an easy lane to the basket. I mean, that was like us coming up to the game. There was no one on the highway, just clearing to Bishop Grimes High School.
And a big storyline here, the 4th foul on Josh Nurse. Here we're only 2 minutes into the second half, and Tri-State's gonna have to head to the bench as Jason Perry comes to the scorer's table.
And that's huge.
Ivy to complete the three-point play, he does. John Ivy now up to 5 points on the game, just his second field goal and his first free throw put in.
And
biggest lead of the game, it's up to 14 for Syracuse. Tri-State back on the other end, and that's a smooth spin by Brian Hogan to stop the Syracuse run.
Yeah.
Jimmy Gray, scoop shot won't go, but there's Jacquil Taylor on the glass. Can't get the follow, and now it's taken away by Josh Nurse. Nurse loses it, but picks it up. Gets it to Middleton. Into the lane, left-handed lay-in goes.
And you can tell Nurse is trying to be a little more hesitant on the defensive side of the ball, trying to just keep his hands up and use his length to advantage rather than trying to be more aggressive with the 4 fouls.
Brandon Carruthers finds Jimmy Gray. Thought about the 3. Now steps back and retreats. Gets a steal from Taylor. Now he drops it down low to Taylor. Oh, that's too easy. Jacquil Taylor, right-handed lay.
And if I'm the Stallions, get the ball to Taylor with Josh Nurse being a bit more calm, not trying to be as aggressive. Get it to Taylor, and another block by Taylor.
How about Jacquil Taylor, his 4th block of the game. Now that time a little bit too over-aggressive. First team all-CAA defense back in 2019, his senior year at Hofstra. Had some blocks for the Pride, and now bringing those blocks to CNY, a swap party for Jacquil Taylor, but he's fouled that time. And now the Admirals will go to the bench, and Nurse will take a seat. Jason Perry will check in.
Jacquil Taylor leads the TBL in blocks so far this season. 4 blocks per game.
And already has 4 tonight.
Already matching that today, and I'm sure that number's only going to go up with plenty of time left in the game still.
Stallions up by 12. We're more than 3 minutes in to the second half. And the Admirals thought the shot clock reset after the foul, but it didn't. They had no idea the clock was running down, and Brian Hogan, unaware, the shot clock buzzer sounds, and it's a turnover on Tri-State.
Yeah, those are the turnovers you want to prevent if you're the Admirals. Forget it, get back on the defensive side of the ball and start over again, try to get a stop here.
Jacquil Taylor behind the three-point line, gets to Ivy. Into the left hand, oh, the left-handed lay. John Ivy, right side, left side, doesn't matter, he's silky smooth.
Very explosive, off the dribble, getting between 2 defenders and easily to the cup for a basket.
Tough shot there by Perry, can't get it to drop. Now it's Ivy. Robertson. Carruthers squares to the hoop. Top of the key, fadeaway Jay. Timeout is going to be called by Tri-State. The lead's up to 16 for the Stallions, and they're running away with it here in the 3rd quarter. We're going to take a quick break here on TBL TV. When we come back, the Syracuse Stallions will look to continue to grow their 16-point lead. You're watching Syracuse Stallions basketball on TBL TV. Welcome back into Bishop Grimes. Calvin Cristoforo alongside Nick Zelaya where the Syracuse Stallions have grown their lead to 16 points here in the second half. Stallions doing it on both ends. Offense turning offense into defense. 8 fast break points for Syracuse. And we mentioned the bench points. 28 points off the bench.
That's what you call using your rotation. And the Stallions are using that bench depth, showing that they can get their starters off the court, give them some rest, and rely that the bench players are going to come out into the court and make a difference.
The Admirals need to go on a run. They're very common here in the TBL. The Stallions dropped by 20 points in the opener against South Shore. The Monarchs came rolling back, and Syracuse only won by a bucket, 112 to 110. Let's see the Admirals have that bit of magic in them as well, as Brian Hogan Gray controls in the corner. Middleton back to the basket, overthrows Hogan. That'll be a backcourt violation, and another turnover by Tri-State. Not what they wanted out of a timeout.
That's sloppy basketball right there. If you're the Admirals, you don't want that. And again, there was 2 seconds left on the shot clock, so regardless, they had to get a shot up right away.
Jacquil Taylor, good backdoor cut by Ivy. He stops, but his shot is partially blocked. He wanted a foul, not gonna get it. In transition is Chaplin. Hogan Gray kicks it out. Chaplin, wide open look, left it short. Rebound, who's it on? It's gonna be out of bounds off of Tri-State, and the Stallions will get it back.
And the Admirals just seem a bit confused without Josh Nurse out there. They don't really know who they want to go to for these easy buckets, because obviously the answer would be Chris Middleton, but today he's just struggling to find his shot.
Just 4 points on the day for Middleton as Robertson goes to the basket. Reverse lay. 18 points, the Syracuse Stallions' largest lead, and it continues to grow here in the third quarter. Hogan. Down low to Thomas, he drives baseline. Now squares to the basket. Kicks it out to Middleton. Inside of the three-point line, short corner shot rattles home.
And that's what Middleton needs to do. He needs to find his shot off the dribble or off a pass and get those jumpers to fall.
Shot blocked on the other end, but there's Jacquil Taylor to put it back up and in. Jacquil Taylor, 8 points. Now with 3 on the other end, air ball way too strong by Malik Thomas. Here comes the Stallions. Carruthers thought about the 3, but now back to Jimmy Gray. Gray will fire, wide open look, got it! Nothing but string from Jimmy Gray. The lead has ballooned to 21 here midway through the third quarter.
And the Stallions are just trying to put away the Admirals right now. Say, this is our home court, this is our home gym. We are coming out here with a victory.
Foul down to the other end is going to be on Jacquil Taylor. Subs coming in from both sides. Kevon Baker back in for Tri-State. Mo Taylor checks in for the Stallions along with Alonzo Murphy.
His brother Jacquil Taylor and John Ivy getting a rest on the bench. The Stallions using that deep rotation they have so far.
Off the bench, Baker comes up firing, but left it short that time from straight away, and Mo Taylor off the pine grabs the board. Dribble handoff to Jimmy Gray. Tricky dribbles, now dropped it off to Mo Taylor. Good find to Carruthers into the paint. He's walloped by a bevy of Admirals defenders. He's out of bounds, but it's going to be off of Malik Thomas and out of bounds. It'll stay with the Stals.
Seems like the Stallions are trying to slow the pace just a tiny bit. I'm not going to say they're completely slowing down the pace because they don't do that in the TBL. They like to run, but they're trying to slow the pace, use as much clock as they can with this big lead over the Admirals.
4 seconds on the shot clock. Gray drops it off to Murphy. His tall arcing shot won't go. The rebound's pulled down once again by the smallest guy on the floor, who finds Robertson. Left elbow jumper, short, and this time the board is grabbed by Kevon Baker. In transition, Woodard. Over to Gilbert. Tries to go down low, but into the passing lane, an athletic defensive play, and that is Brandon Carruthers basketball. But trying to go 2 with it on the way. Now with 2-on-1. No travel called. It's going to be a foul. Wow, the Stallions wanted a travel call. They're not going to get it. Instead, it's a foul on Brandon Carruthers. It'll stay on the floor, so the Admirals won't get free throws like they want. Nobody happy on that call.
No, Carruthers, the least happiest of everyone. He did not think that was a foul. He thought he had all ball on there, and that was at least a travel or a jump ball. But again, you said earlier, Calvin, the refs at the final say, regardless of what the players think.
They're the ones with the whistle. They're the ones that can make the loudest noise. As Chaplin is slow to walk off on the baseline. As checking back in is Justin Sutton. Gilbert gets it right to Sutton. Now it's Woodard baseline. 6 seconds on the timer. Down low it goes to Perry, and he's fouled in the back by Alonzo Murphy with 4 on the shot clock.
Syracuse foul charge to number
Mike Henry back in for the first time in the second half. Jordan Robertson will take a break.
That's a tough foul to accept if you're Murphy. The shot clock's at 4. Just keep your hands up, but instead it resets to 14 seconds.
Timer back up to 14, like you said. More time to work with for Kevon Baker. He works on Gray, kicks it out. Woodard will test his luck from deep. That won't fall. The Admirals have gone ice cold from beyond the arc. Mo Taylor, tempo the other way, banks it home.
Untouched from one end of the court to the other for Taylor.
Here's Sutton inside the three-point line. Shot won't fall. Mike Henry skies, slams the ball as he pulls down the rebound.
Stallions currently riding a 21-9 run to start the third quarter, and they're looking to add on to that.
No foul called. The ball's out of bounds off Tri-State, so it'll remain here with Syracuse as Damari Davis checks back in for the second half. Davis, Henry, Murphy, Taylor is out there off the bench along with Gray, the lone starter remaining in the game for the Stals. He'll get the ball from beyond the arc. He'll fire away. Doesn't miss many of those, but that time he does. The rebound's grabbed by Tri-State, and now they're moving with tempo. Euro step laid in with the left hand. Mike Henry wanted the foul, but Amon Gilbert is not called for it as he puts it in for a pair.
They're looking to get it down low to Henry, let him do some damage with a size advantage.
Back it down Baker, but his shot is swatted by Perry. Ball on the floor, Davis has it. So Syracuse will remain possession. 4 seconds on the timer. Murphy's forced to shoot it, can't get it to fall, but here comes Mo Taylor from behind, but he steps on the line. It's out of bounds, out of play, and the ball's back to the Tri-State Admirals.
I don't think Murphy had an idea of the shot clock being down some low. You could hear them on the bench just yelling to him, 4 seconds on the shot clock.
Let's see if Tri-State can take advantage. They've dug themselves into a 21-point hole. Free throw line jumper goes up from Sutton and rattles around the rim and drops. That silences the crowd a little bit. The lead's back under 20. It's a 19-point lead for the Stallions. Jimmy Gray kicks it. Damari Davis didn't look it into his hands, but he's able to get it back. Oh, and a thunderous block on the other side as Perry denies him. But running too quick with it, it's off the foot of Woodard. A turnover on the other end, but Perry with the thunderous deny on the right side.
Yeah, I mean, the defense is just unbelievable by the Stallions. The Admirals are trying to get back into this, but the Stallions have grown this lead to 19 with just under 3 minutes in the third quarter. It's going to be tough for them to come back.
Price Chopper and Market 32 are proud sponsors of Syracuse Stallions basketball all season long. You can visit them in your local CNY area. We're on a media timeout, but we'll keep it right here from inside Bishop Grimes High School alongside Nick Zelaya. I'm Calvin Cristoforo. The Stallions have opened up their lead to as big as 23 in this second half. It's 19 right now as the Stals are up 72-53, and it looks like Tri-State just can't get into any sort of offensive rhythm.
No, they're trying to get shots up. They're getting good looks. They're just not falling. They're passing the ball around, using some shot clock, but the shots are just not falling, and there's nothing you can do when you're not making shots. I mean, you see them on the court right now. They're trying to discuss things as a group, get back into some type of groove, grow that chemistry, and the Stallions are just playing better basketball overall. That is just that simple.
After 23 points in the first quarter for Tri-State, they had just 18 in the second, and now just 12, nearly 10 minutes in to the third. Ball's back in play now as Joey Wallace checks back into the game for the first time in the second half. He controls in the backcourt for the Stals. Wallace drops it down low to Mike Henry. He puts on the floor, drives, reverse layup, won't go, but he's fouled in the back by Ken Woodard, so Henry will go to the stripe for two.
Mike Henry, one of two natives of Syracuse on the Stallion team. He played his college basketball at Buffalo State.
The Bengals.
The Bengals.
Looking to make Buff State proud here as he's at the line. First free throw's up, and it doesn't go. Mike Henry was 2 for 2 his first trip to the line, missed his third. Now there's a wet spot on the floor as Damari Davis is over there with a couple of towels to clean it up.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Henry, he took a fall after that hit. And when you're running for 48 minutes in a game, you might get a bit sweaty. Sweat might get in the court. It's no problem. It's just a game of basketball. Looks like they cleaned up the little spill, though.
As some of the fans get into it with Kevin Baker. Fans are excited as Mike Henry drills his second, and why not? Should the fans be excited? The Stallions up by 20 points here in the third quarter. Admirals looking for an answer. Sutton gets into the key, now retrieves by the three-point line. 5 on the timer, pulls up, high school three-pointer, won't go. Rebounds controlled by Mo Taylor. Now Joey Wallace looking to run. Taylor, Damari Davis, into the paint with the left hand. Murphy thought about the three and then didn't anticipate Mike Henry stopping, so his bounce pass goes out of play. A turnover by Alonzo Murphy and a ball back to the Tri-State Admirals.
Communication just a bit off right there between Murphy and Henry, but with a comfortable lead, I'm sure it's no problem.
Baker will test his luck from deep, can't get it to go, and the Admirals continue to falter from beyond the arc. Davis on the other end, spinning on Sutton, tough shot, partially blocked by Perry, and Tri-State will control. Up ahead it goes to Baker, 1-on-2, reverse layup, oh that's a pretty move. Kevon Baker lays it up and in. It's an 18-point lead now for Syracuse.
Kevon Baker, he actually played a season at Houston, that same Houston team that knocked out Syracuse in this year's tournament.
Ended up transferring to St. Peter's after his time down there for the Cougars.
Also spent a season at Florida Atlantic.
Look at that, he bounced around a lot in his college career.
Yes, sir. He played a year, transferred, played a year, transferred, and then played a year at St. Peter's.
.53 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Alonzo Murphy sets it back in. 10 seconds on the timer, Mike Henry. Backing down Woodard. Kicks it out. Davis, left-handed three-pointer. That's way too strong, but Mo Taylor crashes the glass and falls it in with the lay-in.
Taylor got to the glass untouched right there, easily for the putback layup.
Woodard, double team into the paint. Perry, free throw line J. Back iron, rolls out, and there is to control the board. Who else but Mo Taylor? Shot clock is turned off. Now Coach Perrioli barking out to take the last shot. And Syracuse will slow things down. 10 seconds to go in the quarter. Joey Wallace has it in his hands, working on Ahmad Gilbert. Wallace into the paint, drops it off for Murphy, picks up the double team, and a foul is going to be called on Kevon Baker. So with 3.2 to go, the Stallions will have an inbounds from underneath from their near sideline. They're up by 20. Let's see what Perrioli draws up here with 3 seconds to go.
It's tough to defend Alonzo Murphy down low. And all you got to really do is foul and prevent the shot.
Now we're really going to see what Coach Perrioli draws up. He'll take a full timeout with 3.2 seconds to go in the quarter. Syracuse Stallions basketball all season long is brought to you by Price Chopper and Market 32, proud sponsors of the Syracuse Stallions. Visit Price Chopper in your local CNY area. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, the final couple of seconds of the third quarter here on TBL TV. Stallions up by 20 with the basketball. 3.2 seconds to go in the third quarter. Welcome back to Bishop Grimes High School. Along with Nick Zelaya, I'm Calvin Cristoforo. Stallions looking for a last-second shot here with the third quarter because, Nick, the rich get richer. Syracuse has dominated this third quarter, looking for one final exclamation point to end the frame.
Absolutely, and obviously 3.2 seconds is a lot of time when you have basketball and you're on the inbound on your side of the court. I can see them either maybe try to go down low, try to get Murphy involved a little bit, or a little screen to get one of your shooters open and hit a three before the buzzer.
Henry sets it in. It's into Wallace. 2 in the timer. He's forced up to put a deep three way off the mark, off the backboard, and that's all. And that is how the third quarter will come to an end. The Stallions come out and take over the third quarter. They win the frame 23-19 to increase their lead to 20 at the end of the third. 3 quarters down, 1 quarter to go. We're making the turn for home here on TBL TV. When we come back, the final 12 minutes between the Syracuse Stallions and the Tri-State Admirals.
Defender, no good off the rim, and a rebound for the Admirals. They're going to look to push with Kevon Baker, the ball in his hands. He uses a screen, tries to drive downhill. He'll back it back out. Justin Sutton looking for something. Gilbert, he's using the left hand, loses the ball, and the Stallions get control. Uphill, back, and there, Chris Gilks for the finish at the end of the quarter.
Great effort there by Chris Gilks to run the floor. He saw the turnover, immediately turned to the other direction, and his teammate rewarded him with an easy layup.
The Admirals trying to go right away. Kevon Baker fouled hard as he tried to get to the bucket. He's going to head to the line for 2.
Baker hits the deck hard. You said it right, Nick. When you go to the rack hard, you hit the floor hard, and sometimes that's what happened right there to Kevon Baker.
This is the reward. There's a risk and there's a reward. You might hit the ground hard, but you get to the line for 2 free throws. No good on the first free throw for Kevon Baker, the Queens, New York native.
A little bit of a tough night tonight for Baker, just 2 for 8 from the floor, 1 for 8 from the free throw line. 1 for 3, I should say, from the free throw line. Now he's up to 2 for 4, 1 for 1 trip there for Kevon.
Make that 6 points on the night for Baker. The Stallions lead by 21, and what a pass from Joey Wallace to Alonzo Murphy, rolling into the basket, making a 79-56 lead for the Stallions.
Joey Wallace, how about that, showing a little bit of court vision.
The step back jumper from Gilbert goes in from the corner.
That's a smooth lefty J right there by Ahmad Gilbert.
And even with the 21-point lead, the Stallions are looking to push it. Murphy showing the rage. What you got, big fella? And the bench absolutely
fired
going nuts.
Up. The bench is
it.
fired up. Alonzo Murphy, have a little bit of touch.
Admirals looking to get to the basket. Good look right there from Woodard, finding Perry, who throws it down with authority.
That'll sit the Syracuse Stallions bench down. Perry with an exclamation point.
Joey Wallace trying to get some revenge. No good, just short on the floater. It will stay with the Stallions. Wilson and Nurse entering the game for the Admirals. Again, Nurse with 4 fouls. We did not see him much in the third quarter after picking up an early foul to start the second half.
Yeah, I was just going to say it. Wow, we haven't seen Josh Nurse in a while, but maybe they saved him. Maybe he'll get this last 10 minutes a run because Syracuse really took advantage when he was on the bench.
And a hard foul right there for Will Thompson. He's shaking up a bit, taking a little bit of time to get up off the ground, but he's going to head to the line for 2 free throws. Will Thompson, a Harlem, New York native from Cazenovia College.
Will Thompson, a guy who came off the bench last year for Syracuse, 9 points a game and 4 rebounds a game last season for the Stals, had 6 points last time out in the win against Jamestown.
And he knocks down the first free throw. Thompson averages 6 points and 5 rebounds per game so far in this 2021 season. The second free throw off the back of the rim. He goes 1 for 2 at the line. The Admirals try to go downhill, but no, sir. The block for the Stallions, and they're looking to push up court. Damari Davis with the layup, no foul called. And back the Admirals, they're gonna try to take it the other way. A little 3-on-2 advantage. Wilson on the wing, and they're gonna back things out. Ahmad Gilbert through the legs, cutting, finds Kevon Baker for the reverse layup.
What a stretch that was, but it finishes with Ahmad Gilbert dropping a dime for the easy 2.
The Stallions, Joey Wallace tries to get a shot, but a little too much on that one. And the Admirals are gonna bring it back up the other court. Gilbert through the legs, tries to draw with his left hand. Finds Josh Nurse, who just came into the game. The lefty hook, yes sir. Gets that one to go. Nurse has 12 points on the night.
That's what Josh Nurse gives you right there. Now 6 for 7 from the floor for those 12 points.
Chris Gilks looking to set up some offense for the Stallions. Damari Davis to Joey Wallace on the right wing. He drives with his right hand. A tough layup, draws some contact, no foul. He wanted a foul. He's barking at the ref a little bit, but the Admirals are gonna take it back up. That's Wilson trying to create some space. He's gonna use the screen from Nurse. Takes a 3 from the wing. Little too much power on there, an air ball over the rim. And the fans letting Wilson hear it. The Stallions try a 3 of their own. No good, but they get the ball back. Damari Davis from the corner. Not enough on that one, but another rebound and an easy transition play from Kevon Baker, who dunks it. And a little stare down from Kevon Baker as he throws it down, but the Stallions still lead by 16 over the Admirals.
20. He's going to take a 20.
And the Admirals are going to take a quick timeout right here. You're watching Syracuse Stallions basketball on TBL TV.
That's 1 of their 7.
Back on TBL TV, Calvin Cristoforo alongside myself, Nick Zelaya. And Calvin, the Admirals making a bit of a run. They cut into this 20-point lead so far in the 4th quarter. 8 minutes, still plenty of time to play if you're the Admirals.
How about Kevon Baker giving him some life too? A thunderous slam over Will Thompson, put him on a poster. That'll get your team some energy, and they were rejuvenated in that timeout break, down by 16, but still 8 minutes to go.
And the Stallions keeping their starters on the bench, so they're still rolling with the bench players, except Jacquil Taylor, who kicks it back to Mike Henry. A 3, no good, and a foul by the Stallions. That it looks to be Will Thompson. That'll be Thompson's first foul on the night. The Admirals bringing it up. Kevon Baker bringing up the ball for Tri-State. Trying to run some offensive plays, get a screen. He gets a screen from Woodard. Finds Wilson, who drives with his right hand. A tough layup, no good, but he finds his own rebound and gets the layup to go. It's a 14-point game all of a sudden.
And that's how they're gonna come back. Effort, second chance effort, just like that.
Gilch running the point guard. He pulls up from deep. No good, off the front of the rim. And the rebound for Shaquem Wilson. Gives it to Kevon Baker, who wants a screen from Nurse. Back to Wilson, who he gets a screen from Nurse. Tries to drive with his right hand, spins, no good, blocked by Jacquil Taylor. And the Stallions are pushing 3-on-2. Damari Davis, no! Kevon Baker says, no sir, not in my house. Pull it, Tri-State, a three, no good. They are pushing the pace, and Jacquil Taylor grabs the board, and they are going to slow things down. Mike Henry, what a sequence we had right there, Calvin.
Yeah, fast pace, and it's not slowing down right here.
Mike Henry attacking the hoop. He gets fouled and will go to the free throw line for 2 shots.
Damari Davis thought he had an easy slam, but Kevon Baker made the highlight reel slam on this end. And how about meeting him at the rim on the other?
Kevon Baker at just 6 feet going up against the 6'7" Damari Davis. That's athleticism right there. And I might have to take some lessons from Kevon Baker. I'm trying to work on my vertical a little bit.
Yeah, get some vertical
might have to have a
leap
little chat with
lessons.
him after the game. Henry at the line for 2 free throws. Knocks down the first one. And the fans continue to bark a bit at Kevon Baker.
I think Baker likes it. I think Baker keeps going over there. He wants him to talk to him.
It's giving him that energy. They'll dunk on one end before the break. And then that block on Damari Davis. Henry no good on the second free throw. Remains a 15-point lead with 6.5 left in the fourth quarter. Stallions looking to close out and finish. Go 3-0 on the year. A floater from Kevon Baker. Too much, and the fans are going to like that one.
Yeah, they are. That wasn't it. Very close. The air ball chance struck up a little bit.
Carruthers, a little 2-man game with Gray. They get it down low to Henry, who uses his body to get in. No good. Jacquil Taylor there for the board, and he gets fouled. Big bodies on the ground, but he's going to go to the line for 2 shots.
That's 5 on him.
Now, Calvin, I want to ask, what do you feel about these Jacquil Taylor shoes? I mean, it's all salmon-looking shoes. I'm a fan of it, honestly.
Yeah, how about a little peach action? You know, you got the Syracuse Stallions jersey, just the white and gray, and then black numbers, a little bit of life, you know, a little bit of color.
It brightens up.
It does.
The entire arena. As Kevon Baker comes out for Malik Thomas, and also Jason Perry and Kaheem Chaplin are going to check in for Tri-State. With just 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, Stallions holding on to a 16-point lead. Taylor's second free throw goes through. Taylor now with 10 points on the night. And right away, the Admirals can't get the shot. Stallions looking to push Jimmy Gray. Back to Jimmy Gray from the wing. He tries a three. No good off the front of the rim.
Jimmy Gray missed another three-pointer there. He's been cold since the first quarter. And John Ivey hasn't gotten it going from deep either. Ivey, he's 0 for 2 from beyond the arc. So imagine what this game would be if those guys were hitting threes consistently.
Well, so far, the Stallions are finding other ways to score with this 15-point lead. When your shooters are not on their best night shooting-wise, you got to find other ways to score, and that's exactly what the Stallions are doing. And we'll take a quick media timeout here in Bishop Grimes High School. The Stallions holding on to a 17-point lead with just over 5.5 minutes in the fourth quarter. This year, watching Syracuse Stallion basketball on TBL TV. We'll be right back. returning out of the media timeout for some Syracuse Stallion basketball. Again, Syracuse Stallions sponsored by Price Chopper and Market 32. Calvin, are you a Price Chopper guy? Are you a grocery shopping guy?
I can use anything right now. I'm starving.
Okay.
It's 7:40 at night. Hey, I might go to Price Chopper after this game, pick up a little dinner.
Absolutely. I'm sure they have some ready-to-go meals for us after this game. Stallions leading by 17 with just over 5.5 left in the fourth quarter. Admirals looking for one last push to get back into this one. Thomas tries to get it, but Chaplin's tipped, but Chaplin gets it back. He drives, goes at the basket, just flips it up, and no good, but somehow Thomas finds a way, and he gets fouled. So a lot happening down low, but Thomas able to get the board and go to the line for 2 shots.
And Mo Taylor does not like the call at all, but nevertheless, this is where you got to make these free throws. You want any shot getting back in this game. Time winding down. You hit 2 and 2. You're down by 15. It's not great, but it's better than 17.
Absolutely. You are right, Calvin. As Thomas knocks down the first free throw. Thomas knocks down the second. He's got 11 on the night. Carruthers looking to make something happen, finds Jimmy Gray on the wing. Jacquil Taylor's going to give Gray a screen. He gets slapped. We heard that all the way over here as he shoots from the elbow. And now Jimmy Gray will go to the line for 2 shots.
Yeah, and there was really no need for that slap there. I think the shot would have been the same either. Jimmy Gray coming around the screen. Did have an open lane to the right side, but I don't think the slap was necessary, and he put a very good free throw shooter on the line for a pair.
Yeah, I don't know if that was out of frustration or what the deal was for the Admirals. Gray knocks down the first free throw. Knocks down both from the charity strike. Gray's got 16 on the night, leading all Stallion scorers.
Gray, the offensive MVP, the team MVP, I should say, a season ago, and a first-team All-ABA player. And that is what the Admirals need to do. Their first 3 in the second half.
Kaheem Chaplin from the wing. He knocks down one from long range. And now a steal. That's Chaplin again. He tries to get one of his own. Reverse layup, up and under. That's 5 points in almost, what, 10 seconds?
And then just like that, we're on the fringe of this game being down to single digits. Chaplin getting his team back into it. It's getting good now.
Oh, and a foul call on Jason Perry. The Admirals disagree with that. And Carruthers is going to head to the line for 2 free throws. But again, the Admirals are not happy on the bench. Everyone got out of their seat for that one.
Yeah, Malik Thomas pleading his case to the referee, but he's not going to win as Carruthers is at the line. All that Tri-State can do now is hope that Carruthers can't knock down these free throws.
Carruthers knocks down that first one. The Admirals continuing to plead their case. As Carruthers knocks down the second free throw, giving the Stallions a 13-point lead with 4.5 left in this one. Chaplin trying to make something happen. He pulls from 3 off the front of the rim, no good. The Stallions control, bringing it up court.
This Admirals bench would have erupted if Chaplin was able to knock that one down.
Ivy finds Jimmy Gray at the top of the key. He hesitates, he drives, a floater, no good, and he can grab the rebound into the hands of Chaplin, who has been very active over the last minute. A 3 from Malik Thomas goes in, and all of a sudden, it's a 10-point game.
10-point game, Nick. Closes his bench as the second quarter.
The Admirals not giving up in this one. John Ivy trying to make something happen. He tries a 3 of his own. No good, and the Admirals grab the board. They can cut it to a single-digit lead. Malik Thomas for 3. No good off the front of the rim, and the Admirals bench really wanted that. Brendan Carruthers is going to say, let's slow it down, let's slow it down.
That was a great look, too, for Thomas. Couldn't bury it in front of his own bench.
Crothers uses a screen from Taylor. Finds the other Taylor in the wing. That's Mo Taylor with the ball. Back to Crothers. He gets it down to Jacquil Taylor. Using the size advantage. Goes up and is fouled going up for the layup. Jacquil Taylor is going to head to the line for 2 more shots.
These are big free throws here coming up from Jacquil Taylor. 2 for 2 on the night from the line. But if there's anyone you want to foul on the floor right now for Syracuse, it's Taylor. Not the greatest of free throw shooters, but 2 big ones here to get Syracuse's lead back up to 12.
Taylor knocks down the first free throw.
I don't know. He should.
And it appears we have a scoreboard issue here, which seems to be the issue. I mean, I was just watching the game.
The official scorer thought, and the scoreboard operator had 2 different numbers for what the number should be, and they took a point off the Tri-State Admirals score, and their bench did not like it at all. So,
regardless, Jacquil Taylor goes 2 for 2 at the line, giving the Stallions a 12-point lead with just over 3 minutes to go. Malik Thomas controlling the offense for Tri-State. He uses a screen. Finds Chris Middleton, back to Nurse at the top of the key. Nurse picks up his dribble, trying to get it down low. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Thomas is gonna need to shoot it. He drives, gets the layup off just in time, and the dunk. Jason Perry, the follow, cutting this lead to just 9.
Talk about a follow, a thunderous follow at that.
Crothers controlling the offense. He drives with his left hand, finds Mo Taylor, swinging it around the perimeter. Jimmy Gray from the wing, no good, off the front of the rim. The rebound collected by Jason Perry, finds Malik Thomas. Tri-State down 10 with just over 2 minutes to go. Nurse looks to go after the basket, and a charge on Josh Nurse. It is going the other way. Jacquil Taylor draws the charge on Josh Nurse, and we're gonna have a media timeout with the Stallions leading by 10 with just over 2:10 to go. And Calvin, the Admirals have come back into this one in the 4th quarter with just over 2 minutes left. Do you think they have enough to finish this off potentially?
Well, Nick, they really got to get it going from beyond the arc. They have been stone cold from 3 this whole entire game, and they can't turn it over like we just saw. Josh Nurse is a little bit too out of control with the basketball. Offensive foul was called on him. They're down by 10. They have to make some stops on the defensive end, and they have to shoot the ball from beyond the arc with effectiveness on their end.
Malik Thomas was starting to heat up a bit. I mean, he had those 5 points in it was like 15 seconds. So if he can get some shots up, that'd be great. Knock those down. You look at a guy like Chris Middleton, who has had a very slow night, but if he can pick up, knock down a couple shots, that could be huge for the Admirals. And if there's the Stallions, I mean, you have 2 minutes, need to play tough defense and hold off these Admirals from getting back into this game late. And again, the Stallions leading by 10. The refs at the table are trying to figure out the scoring issue, but I believe we have the official score. Yes, 11-point lead. The Stallions have an 11-point lead over the Admirals. Tri-State was arguing a bit, and they continue on the bench. They don't agree. They think they should have 81 points, but the scorebook, it says 80 points. So the Admirals will have 80 points going in this one, trailing by just 11 against the Stallions. 2:10 left in the 4th quarter as we resume play. Jimmy Gray bringing up the ball for Syracuse. The Admirals playing tough on the defensive side of the ball. They're swinging it around. Crothers trying to find Taylor down low, and a kickball by Chaplin. It will remain with the Stallions with 14 on the clock.
All right, so Nick, 2 minutes to go. Syracuse up by 11. I know they're branded by their pace of play, but now is the time. You got to slow it down. Take some time off the clock here.
Absolutely.
And try to shorten this game up a little bit.
That's John Ivey from the wing, no good. And the Admirals collect it. They can cut it to a single-digit lead. Thomas Thomas on the wing. He pump fakes, drives, layup just a bit short. An aggressive foul. The Admirals wanted a call, and they did not get it, but they finally do.
The Admirals bench is all sort of angry on this sideline. They've been irate at the referees all night long.
They are furious, and I'm sure they're still a little bit angry about that 80-point debacle, thinking they should have 81 points. And And yeah, it looks like we're gonna have a flagrant 1 foul on Mo Taylor. Wrapped up Malik Thomas good and brought him to the ground. So Thomas is gonna get 2 shots at the line.
And that's
First
a tough
one
free throw
rolls
to
out.
miss. He was 3 for 3 in the night going in. You gotta hit that free throw.
Again, 1 more free throw for Thomas. Misses that one, so the flagrant free throws goes 0 for 2, but the Admirals will remain with the ball. Mo Taylor checking out for Mike Henry. Minute 35 left. The Stallions holding on to an 11-point lead in the 4th quarter.
Well, those were 2 big misses right there, Nick. You got to hit the ones from the charity stripe, especially when you get 2 in the ball after the flagrant 1. That was a tough look. That could change this game. It might even end this game for the Syracuse Stallions.
Thomas is frustrated with himself. He's going to try to find a shot. Tries to get it inside to flex. Ends up in the hands of Josh Nurse. A pull-up from Chris Middleton. Yes, from the elbow. He knocks that down, and it's a 9-point lead with a minute 20. The Stallions are going to look to hold the ball, use as much clock as they can. Ivy to Jacquil Taylor, who uses his left hand, the dominant hand, and makes this an 11-point lead with just around a minute to go in this one. The Admirals are going to need to hurry up on offense if they want a chance in this one. Nurse at the top of the key. He tries to drive. No. Finds Chris Middleton just under the 3-point line, off the top of the backboard and out of bounds. It will go to the Stallions with 50 seconds left.
Yeah, Nick, it's Tri-State needs a stop and a score in the worst of ways, because 11 points and 15 seconds to go. After that miss by Middleton, this one's just about done.
Carruthers.
And Tri-State's not even going to foul here, so.
No, looks like they're not. Looks like we'll see if they decide to foul at all. Looks like they're trying to. Carruthers, a beautiful pass to Henry. No good off the rim. He tries again. No good. And the battle for the rebound ends up in the hands of John Ivy. And Carruthers is going to use the rest of this clock. 16 on the shot clock into the hands of John Ivy. They're going to try 1 more shot to ice the game. The double comes. Ivy gets it to Jimmy Gray. 7 on the shot clock. He drives. Looking to make something happen in the corner. Step back, and just short as the shot clock expires. 7.8 seconds left in the game, and it looks about done for the Admirals. The Stallions will improve to 3-0 early on in the 2021 season.
Yeah, and it was just the fact that Tri-State couldn't get it done from the 3-point line. Just 6 for 26 from deep, and that is not a recipe for success to beat this Syracuse Stallions team.
And the Stallions win their 3rd game in a row to start the season. The Admirals drop to 1-2. The Stallions pull out a 93-82 victory under the hands of Jimmy Gray, who finishes with 16 points. 6 Stallion players in double figures on the scoreboard. And Calvin, do you have any last thoughts on this one?
Yeah, how about the bench scoring by the Syracuse Stallions? 41 points off the bench. They scored 93, so 52 points for the starters, 41 off the bench. That just shows you how deep this Syracuse Stallions team is. Anybody on any given night can beat you.
And the Stallions improved to 3-0. They'll be back in action tomorrow against the Jamestown Jackals. And that will wrap up things here at Bishop Grimes High School between the Syracuse Stallions and the Tri-State Admirals. For Calvin Cristoforo, I'm Nick Zelaya. You're watching Syracuse Stallions basketball on TBL TV. Have a great night, everyone.